Welcome to the series where I test out money-making methods from the OSRS Wiki. Feel free to leave suggestions on which moneymaker you'd like to see next. And also, if you didn't already know, I have a nice playlist that I've created that has all of the previous moneymakers that I've already tried, so go ahead and check it out if you haven't already. With that being said, let's get into the video. So for today's video, we are going back to an old suggestion. Once again, this was from 7 months ago, and it is to catch Implings, or go and hunt Implings in that area in Xanaris, which I thought would be pretty fun, considering that I've actually never done this. I've never hunted Implings in Puro, and this moneymaker basically depends on Dragon Implings, and there's a whole lot of luck involved. That's why I didn't want to do it at first, but I finally decided to give it a shot, and even if we don't get Dragon Implings, we can still see how much we'll make based off of the other Implings that we'll be catching during this 1 hour. Now, some of the requirements that you'll be needing is 83 Hunter, or 80 if you decide to bring Hunter Potions. 60 Thieving will also help out, and of course the completion of the quest Lost City, along with some decent strength and agility. Having a decent magic level will also help, since you can use Snare to stop the Implings, so if you have that, definitely bring runes for that. There's also 2 other items that will greatly help you during this moneymaker, and to do that, make sure you buy these Implings that you see right here. I mean, I guess you don't have to, you could always catch these, especially if you're an Iron Man, but if you have access to the GE, then definitely just buy it. It's a lot easier. We'll be giving these Implings over to Elnock in exchange for the Magic Butterfly Net and the Jar Generator. Again, these items are pretty important, and they do help out quite a bit, so definitely exchange your imps for these 2 items. Now, as for the rest of the gear setup, we are going to be bringing our Graceful, since it is going to be a lot of running during this 1 hour, so if you have Graceful, definitely bring that. Just make sure your weight is 0 kilograms so you can get the full benefits. I also decided to bring my ring that you get for completing the Lumbridge and Draenor Elite Diary. This would give us 3 full stamina restores per day. As I explained earlier, the Magic Butterfly Net is nice to have because it gives you a better chance of catching the Implings. As for the inventory, I am bringing 2 stamina potions, but I found out that I needed more for this 1 hour, so I'd recommend bringing at least 3. And I also have the Jar Generator, which gives us more of these Impling jars. And that's also very important because we won't have to bank as frequently to get more jars. I also decided to bring some baby Implings as shown there because the imps that run around Puro actually have a chance of stealing your imps. So by having these baby ones at the top, they'll take those instead of the more valuable ones. And also don't forget your runes for the Snare spell, and maybe even High Alchemy if you plan on getting some Alchables. Now, as for getting there, I'll just be taking a fairy ring to Xanaris, and if you don't have, I believe it's the Lumbridge Elite Diary done, you do need some sort of item to actually use these things. So it's either a Dramon Staff or a Lunar Staff. Then you can go ahead and run northeast and enter this crop circle as shown here. It'll be shown a nice little animation of you going somewhere else, which is pretty cool. And here you are in Puro. This is, again, my first time being here. Well, first time that I'm going to be hunting Implings. I think there's maybe like a clue scroll that you can do here. But yeah, just keep that in mind. I might not be the most efficient at this, so yeah, let's see how it goes. So basically the method is to just chill at the spawns where the more rare Implings will be, and that is in the, I believe it's the east, the southeast corner and the northwest corner. That's where the imps will be spawning. So we'll be alternating between those 2 spots, and I think it takes like 2 minutes for the rare imp to spawn again. And these can be anything between nature Implings, magpie Implings, ninja Implings, and of course the dragon Impling that we are looking for. Now, something that can really help out is the Implings plugin in Runelight. You can choose to highlight only those Implings that I mentioned. That way you won't be distracted by any of the other ones. Another plugin that I used at the beginning of the video that was pretty helpful was the Player Indicators plugin, and this basically just highlights them red so I know where they're at, because this is a very competitive place to make money. There's plenty of people here hunting around, and if you have access to the skill total worlds, I definitely recommend using those because they actually do benefit for this activity, since you have a lot of people hopping worlds just to have a chance at getting the Dragon Impling. Now, when I first started this video, I was debating whether I should do that method of just logging into different worlds and checking the spawns, but I didn't feel like competing with all those other people, so I decided just to lock down 1 or 2 worlds. And like I said before, I only caught the Implings that I had highlighted, And as for the magpie and the ninja implings, you don't want to open those since they're worth a lot of money. And that goes for the dragon implings as well. The nature impling is really the only one that you want to be opening since it's not worth too much, and you do have a chance at getting some nice seeds like the torstal that I got a couple of today. Now most of the items that you do get from the nature implings will be not worth too much, so I just ended up dropping them. But yeah, sometimes you get lucky and get some nice seeds. And also remember that the imps that are running around here can also steal the implings that you have in jars, so make sure that you have at least 1 or 2 baby implings at the very top of your inventory so that they don't take any valuable ones. It would really be unfortunate if you had a dragon impling up top and they decided to steal that. I do believe that the higher your thieving level, the less of a chance they have of stealing from you, so if you have a higher thieving level, then you'll be set. But just keep in mind that I do have 99 thieving, and they did take at least 1 imp from me during this 1 hour. Now I gotta say, this moneymaker was actually pretty fun. Again, this was my first time doing it, and I don't know, there was just something about running around catching these implings that was kind of nice. It kind of felt like I was PKing at some points because you have to like snare these guys. Some of them can be very, very stubborn, and it'll take you like 3 or 4 times to catch a certain impling, and by then he's already ran over like 5 or 6 levels of this wheat that you see here. That also changes, by the way, but that's just part of the fun. Now there's actually another moneymaker that you can do here, and it is to exchange your impling jars with the person that we got the magic butterfly net from and the jar generator from. He'll give you a set of implings for your impling jars, and it can be a decent moneymaker and maybe even possibly a future video. So if you have the hunter level to catch the dragon implings, then why not catch the magpies and ninjas? Now if you do plan on staying here for a long period of time, it could help to bring some sort of teleport out of here, that way you can go and bank your impling jars. I did have to do that once. I had to bank the impling jars and also get some more stamina potions since I did run out. And that was also with the ring that I have and the cape that gives you a stamina boost, so if you don't have that, then you might want to bring like 4 or 5. Something that kind of freaked me out, you'll see towards the end of the video, or at least towards the end of this 1 hour, is there was a thing in my chat box that said something like, "Life is short and then we die." I had no idea what that was. I thought the game was messing with me. I thought that was pretty dark, but apparently it happens when you examine the wheat that wilts away, or withers away. And as we approach the end of this 1 hour, unfortunately, I can say it now, we did not end up catching any dragon implings. I did not see a single one this entire 1 hour, which was pretty sad, but fear not, the price check on the ninja implings, the seeds, and the magpie implings might just surprise you. So again, I definitely recommend you catch them, since you're just waiting most of the time for spawns anyways. And also don't worry about using the snare spell, the cost of the runes will be paid for by all the loot that you get. So as you can see here, quite a bit of implings that we caught, along with the nice torstal seeds from the nature implings, equals around 670,000 gold. That is a pretty nice amount, considering we didn't find a single dragon impling. Now we can go ahead and head over to the GE and sell off the loot. I'm just going to put it in there for either market price or a little bit under that. But yeah, if you do plan to do this, then definitely put it in there for at least the actively traded price or a little bit higher. Let it sit there overnight and make a little bit of extra GP. But with all of the items sold, we can now see that we've made around 665,000 gold. And again, when you compare this to the wiki, I think this is actually more, even after we take into consideration the cost of supplies. So if we take a look at the cost of supplies, which was all of the runes that we spent on the alks, the stamina potions and whatnot, we get 62,946 GP. Subtract that from the total amount of money that we made, which was 665,873 GP. We get a grand total profit of 602,927 GP. And again, when we compare this to the wiki, we actually made more than what was estimated, and that was without seeing a single dragon impling. So again, I highly recommend you catch those ninjas and magpies. As far as this moneymaker goes, I'd say that this is a very, very good moneymaker, because if you do get lucky and get some dragon implings, you can easily make over 1 mil an hour here. And there really isn't much effort as well. I'd say the hardest part is just finding an empty world. Also, here's a look at the amount of XP that we got in this 1 hour. A little bit of strength, magic, and hunter XP. So, not a lot of XP, but you're really not here for the XP, you're here for the money. I just want to say thanks for checking out the video, and if you enjoyed it, please consider giving it a thumbs up and maybe even a subscription. And as always, I will catch you guys in the next episode.